welcome to another episode of the Two Shazias. So, coming off of Mother's Day weekend and all the warm and fuzzies that I was experiencing, I thought about discipline, Shazia.
And hello from me too. I'm Shazia also. And warm and fuzzy. I thought you were warm and fuzzy all the time. Why are you talking about discipline all of a sudden?
Well, the thing is, I'm looking at this young generation, and I have a lot of respect for anybody who's raising children, period. Okay? Whether it's a mother, father, grandchildren, aunts, uncles, whoever. I think discipline has changed over the years.
I agree. I agree.
Right? So I think we were a little hardcore. My mother would just give me a look and it would be all over.
Oh, the dreaded
Eyes,
eyes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
I give my grandchild a look, he gives me a look back.
Oh, mine just rolls his eyes.
Wow, wow.
What's changed? Were we too soft, or was our mothers or fathers too hard on us? What's changed?
I think them being hard on us shaped us because it grounded us a little bit more. I think I have more common sense, and I'm not putting anybody down per se. Common sense is something you either have or you don't, okay? But I think along with discipline, it just grounded us more.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So now with our children, I was the same way. I gave them a look, and I think that kind of solved it. And they to this day they say, we knew when you were serious, mom. You just gave us that look.
So, as grown ups now, do they still recognize the look?
Yes, my kids do. They know, they hear it in my tone now more. They said, mom, when you get a certain tone, we know you're being serious. So we just kind of back away. These are grown adults that are
Okay.
telling me this. Now, the little one, the grandchild, he will question it, he will challenge it, but then at the end of the day, he knows that I mean business and he'll stop. Not my job to discipline it, it's his parents' job, however they choose to do it, but I will implement some of my rules. As if I'm watching him, I will implement my
Well,
rules.
that's true. I mean, you're watching him. He's your responsibility. You have to implement your rules. But I always had a rule was my rule was don't hit my children. Don't try and discipline my children.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you love them. Even though in Punjabi culture ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਰ ਵੀ ਸਕਦੇ I don't believe in that. I
No.
don't believe ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਮਾਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ I don't ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਦਵਾਂਗੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨੋਂ
तुम मारन कह रही हैं कोई सजेस्ट भी करे हाँ कि मेरे बच्चे ने उन्होंने डिसिप्लिन करना है it's going to be a whole different day
oh hell
whole
yeah
different day because you know what we're very protective about how we're raising our children so then why should we have somebody come in and override us or overstep our boundaries and do what they want to do.
but then how do you discipline your grandchild versus how you disciplined your kids. Obviously, you disciplined them. They came out really good kids.
Mashallah, they did. And you know what? I am so glad they had a grandmother too. They had a dadi. And you know what? She had a lot of input as well. And I
There you
love it.
go.
She did love. I did the hard stuff. That's how we managed it. And she
Okay.
knew it. She always backed me up. When you have a backup and they can't divide you, then you know it doesn't matter who it is, your children, grandchildren, they know that they can't separate the two of you from your discipline. So with him, I'm very gentle, but at the same time I'm serious and he knows when I'm serious. He won't question it. He'll sit down and I put him like in a timeout, just following what his parents lead is. I'm putting him in a timeout and I leave that be. But if I need to raise my voice a little bit, I will do it. Not yelling, but raising my voice, making it serious.
See, this is where I come into a problem because, like I said, I'm helping raise the children just like you are. But my daughter often says that I don't follow the rules. But then I'm looking at her and I'm saying, but I followed the rules when it came to you guys. This is my second chance. Let me have some leeway. I guess I'm wrong there.
Right? You could be. And you know what? Maybe that's how they see it. But anybody out there, older generation, Gen X, baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Z, millennials, give us some insight. What is going on? I've heard this gentle parenting term quite a bit,
Soft parenting, I've
soft
heard it.
parenting, and I've seen it. So give us some insight. What is it that we're missing maybe? And you know what? Maybe we're too old and we don't want to change our ways. Could it be, Shazia?
It could be.
That's something to think about then.
Shazia, is it a cultural thing, you think?
Oh yes, for sure,
How?
Shazia. Because look at us, we're South Asians. Do you know your mother?
I do know my mother.
Okay, then it is a cultural thing, and we learn from them. So we try to implement the same things to our American children. It just was a little bit different. We did. We might have had that stare. You know, you had that stare every now and
Oh
then.
man, I remember the stare. I remember someone coming to our house for tea or something, and my mom would just stare at us. Don't you dare
Right.
look at those cookies or the biscuits on the table until this guest leaves.
Yes,
Do you remember that stare?
I do remember that stare. And the thing is, I never heard my parents yell, like physically yell at us. So their voice was never raised. Okay, they meant business, but they never raised their voice. They never hit us. ever.
So
That
my parents and were the opposite from yours. That's why we're same but different. But my dad used to beat my brothers because they were so out of control. He
yeah.
never touched me and my sister. My mom, probably I could count, probably gave us the odd, tuppard or a
Yeah.
chappal came flying our way.
Oh yeah.
But the flying chappal was deadly though.
But that's a cultural icon in any culture. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. That shoe flying in the air meant business.
I remember my mom threw the chappal at us one time and it hit somebody else and she was embarrassed.
Yeah.
It was, I think after that, my mom never used the chappal.
Yeah.
Did you ever use it?
I did, and my kids knew it. They got so smart that they would go pick up a certain shoe and use this one.
And give it to
And
you?
they would give
No
it to me.
way.
I was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "You coming? You're getting better than me now." So, but you know what? A God blessing. I think we've done a good job. I am hoping that our children, whatever method they're using, I will encourage them. I will help them. But you know what? The children, they need to know parameters. I think parameters is where we get lost sometimes.
Yeah.
Parameters are very serious in any relationship, whether it's a mother or a child, brothers or sisters, husband or wife, any relationship. If you don't have parameters, then we're going to lose our way.
Yes,
I don't care what generation you are.
I agree. And I wonder if the new generation out there are actually using the methods that we grew up on, which was the eye stare,
Mm-hmm.
the pinching. I
Yeah.
remember my mom having to pinch my
Pinching.
brothers.
Yes.
Thank God she never pinched me. I was a spoiled child. But also the chapel, the belna. Do you remember the belna?
I do remember the belna. I
Oh
remember the
my
belna
goodness.
or the wooden spoon. I remember the wooden
The
spoon.
wooden spoon hit you different.
Yeah, or the occasional
Man.
metal hanger would come out too, and I'm like, wow.
Wow,
So
the hanger's coming out
yeah,
there.
hanger's coming
Then
out.
you know she's serious.
She's serious.
But do you not think it was because they were frustrated? They had so much stress in their life, but they
Yes.
had no avenues. We're lucky because we can actually, how do I put it? We can actually stop, pick up our phones, go onto social media, scroll a little bit, and get our stress out and just listen to music. Their generation was different.
They were different, but look at the discipline that they taught us. They taught us to at least have that option, to have that time to ourselves, to do what we want to do. They didn't. They didn't. So I think that discipline, that grounding, whatever they did, it made us a little bit more aware of what we needed to do different with our children
True,
or
true.
our grandchildren. So I think when you and I get together and we want to go for a walk, that's our me time, then you know what? Good for us because we'll go back fresh and then we'll discipline these children, or maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil mine. I don't care. Warm and fuzzy, I love that.
I know you love warm and fuzzy. I love warm and fuzzy too. I just think about a lot of things.
Shazia, do you have a quote for me?
Of course, I have a quote for you. You
Okay,
you know you know you're gonna make me put a quote out there anyway. So
of course.
if you are a parent, just do your best job. You're doing a good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. You don't need Dr. Oz. You don't need Dr. Seuss. Yes, get those help books if you need them, but you already had them. They're yours. Do whatever you need to do and enjoy them at every moment of whatever your day brings. Just give yourself a pat. Bye.
All right, then, Shazia, we're gonna wrap this up. Bye.